Good morning. I want to go through a pantry tour with you today so you can see all the stuff that we have in our house. We are a family of 8 and I spent last month on groceries about $280. I'm going to show you everything that's in our house pretty much, and you'll see that I don't really need to go to the grocery store probably for maybe I might be able to get 2 weeks without shopping. Other than maybe the staples like milk and yogurt and the things that we eat fresh all the time. Let me go through everything so you can see it. Yeah, here we go. This is our big freezer in the garage. On the top shelf up here, I have things like bread and pretzels and overflow of ice cream, stuff that I don't want to get crushed when I stick it in here. And it goes on the top shelf. And then down on this shelf, I usually put ice cream and popsicles and pre-packaged foods like tater tots and meatballs and things like that. But I have so much in here right now, I don't have it as organized as I normally would like to have it. On this shelf, normally I would do chicken, but there's chicken and beef mixed together here. On this next shelf is pork mostly, but again, I think I have other things mixed up, but I do have a little tiny hole right here. So I'm pretty excited about that. I made a roast the other night and there's a hole here. This is my fish, and I put a little bit of ice cream there when I don't have as much as I do, but it was on sale. On this door, I start out with veggies on this first couple of shelves here, frozen veggies. And then here I have like a couple of frozen meals and some extra chicken. This is hot dogs and sausage. Down here I have frozen cranberries that I buy when they're on sale right after the holidays, and then I make cranberry bread and cranberry sauce throughout the year with those. Extra bananas that are frozen, and a big bag of broccoli that would not fit in the shelf above. This refrigerator freezer is also outside in our garage, and in this freezer is things like soup and chicken broth and meals that we already had that I've pre-frozen into containers, kind of like a meal prep for lunches you can grab and go. And on the door I have things that I like to use in my hot and sour soup. So there's like frozen tofu and some Chinese vegetables in there. Here, nuts and seeds and that kind of thing. That way the oils and the seeds and nuts don't go rancid and ruin the food. Here's the bottom half of that freezer, and in here I have mostly bread right now because it won't fit in my freezer. Some eggs, overflow of cheese. My overflow of yogurt is kind of empty. There's tons of butter on this drawer, so there's some up here, and then there's some way down here too. And then a couple of drinks from a trip that we took, extra condiments, and here's the country crock we haven't tried yet, and the salsas that I just bought. This is our indoor refrigerator. Here on the top shelf we have like mushrooms and pickles. I've got some jelly and some eggs here. Mostly this is condiments kind of in the back there, the tall ones that don't fit anywhere else, and leftovers from other meals. A couple of sodas right there. In the bins I have lots of veggies, carrots and Brussels sprouts in here, a few pieces of fruit in there, and salad and stuff for salads in this drawer that I'm going to eat this week. There's a couple of bins here. I put some of these protein bars in here. I like to keep them cold so they kind of taste like a candy bar. And then here's some leftover condiment things, little salad dressing, little packages of barbecue sauce, things like that. On the door we have lots of condiments, some milk, more condiments. In the drawer here I've got the yogurts that we're eating this week, cottage cheese and sour cream, and this is open packages of cheese that we need to go through this week. Down here in my freezer, on the left hand side down here, right here are all the frozen breakfast things. So there's waffles and pancakes that I've made. There's some frozen waffles out of a box that we took camping. I've got these sausage and pancake pigs in a blanket things my kids love and I buy every once in a while. Down here I've got strawberries and blueberries, frozen fruit in general, And then that is a thing of half frozen eggnog that I'm going to use probably in a pudding or some kind of dessert at some point. This pull-out shelf has mostly frozen fruit on it, things I've cut up before they've gone bad, and we throw in our smoothies. There's some bananas there, pineapple it looks like. Oh, that's frozen ginger. I buy it fresh and then I grate it. That is frozen plums that I can make a plum jelly with. And there's mango in that bag there. On this shelf are some frozen veggies. In the back here are packages that are open and half used, and some carrots here for the soups that I make. These containers have frozen milk in them. There's some apple peels that I make applesauce, apple juice with rather, and then make jelly from that. There's frozen veggies back here that I make broth with. And in that container over here is frozen peppers cut up and some poblanos right there. This is our pantry. And there are 6 containers of cereal, plus these big boxes of Frosted Flakes over here. I have a giant thing full of Pop-Tarts, quick oats, steel oats, and rolled oats for options for cereals. Packages of oatmeal, instant breakfast. This box I didn't put in a special container. It was clearance beef jerky, and I won't buy that again probably, but it's just in its own little box there. Packages of ramen, the Pringles cups my husband takes to work. Cookies are in this bin here, crackers are in this bin here. All the snacks for me that are gluten-free. Condiments, sauces, peanut butter. I buy this when it's on sale for $1.50 or less, usually 99 cents. Cooking spray. I have one of those left. I should add that to my list for next week. This is all our Mexican stuff. So for taco nights, there's some homemade salsa in there, taco shells, green diced chilies, taco chips. And here are canned tomatoes. This is just miscellaneous canned stuff. I don't buy a lot of canned vegetables or canned products in general, so we don't need a lot of space for that, but that's kind of right there. Tea and creamer over here that I use to make a chai tea that I love. Here are my dried beans and rices. Nuts, some more nuts up here, chili. Oh my gosh. You guys, these, can you see that? These, I buy them at Costco. So delicious. Down here are relishes and pickles. And then I have fruit cups in this bin, popcorn here for my kiddos, croutons and breadcrumbs. These are the cake mixes I bought recently. A bin for marshmallows so we can toast those outside, and also the mini marshmallows for drinks. Dip mixes. Jellos and puddings, and underneath I have jelly, my own canned jelly plus any store-bought I buy. Over here are soups and broths that don't get frozen. Then I have a bin for extra baking stuff, mixes, and those cake mixes I bought over here do not fit down here. So I'm going to go through some of these so that I can get everything together. Baking candies, sprinkles that we use on cookies and in ice cream. And then over here, mac and cheese, gluten-free pasta for me, regular pasta for the rest of my family, a bunch of rice. There's potatoes under here, sandwich bags and gallon bags down there, onions, oil in this bin. And I'm out of, it looks like I'm out of olive oil and canola oil. So the next time I go to the store, I'll be adding those. Snacks. These are things that my kids like to take to school. So in this bin, I have things like Rice Krispie treats and mini muffins and peanut butter pretzels and beef jerky and rice cakes and all kinds of things that they love to just grab and go for their snack at school. In this bin are open bags of chips. So in addition to all the things I just showed you, I also have a bin out in my garage, and that has things like toilet paper, paper towels, napkins, paper plates, And then on the food section of that, I have at least 8 boxes of cereal because I bought 4 boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and 4 boxes of Kellogg's cereal the past couple of weeks. I've got extra Pop-Tarts. I have crackers and cookies and extra pasta that won't fit in here, sodas and waters and all kinds of other things that I can use to make meals. So what I'm going to do now is just make a quick meal plan with the things I have in the house, and that is how I get away with only spending about, I think last month they spent $280 for their family of 8 on groceries for the month. And I probably don't even need to go to the store for a couple more months, other than things like milk and yogurt and fresh fruits and veggies at all. So now I'm going to make a quick meal plan for you guys. I created a meal plan with what I have in the house, and I wrote that all down. I'll show that to you. I put them on these whiteboards, and then these are magnetized and they stick to my refrigerator so I can see what I'm supposed to set out every morning, and hopefully I stay on track. It's also on a whiteboard, so I can just kind of wipe it off a day if I don't like what we're having and swap it for a different day. But basically for the next 2 weeks, this is what we're having. So on my menu, I have chicken drumsticks with tater, tots, and salad, and I have all the stuff for that in the house already. Pork fried rice with frozen dumplings. I found a half a bag of those in the freezer. I'm going to make a French toast night with fruit and sausage, breakfast sausage. Have everything in the house for that, and it's a way to get rid of some of the bread that I have in the fridge that will not fit in my freezer. I'm going to have chicken fajitas one night, and I already have chicken frozen and ready to go for that in the small freezer. We'll have a leftover night. I have meatloaf. My husband found this recipe for meatloaf. I think it's called Philly steak and cheese meatloaf, and I'm going to try that. It's got cheese and peppers and onions rolled in the meatloaf, so we're going to try that. With baked potatoes and green beans. I have a chicken Cordon Bleu Casserole, and I have the chicken. I need to cook the chicken for that, but I have the ham already in the freezer ready to go for that. A cheesy broccoli soup and sandwiches one night. That'll use up some more bread. Another leftover night, a chicken Alfredo with some asparagus, because I found the frozen asparagus tucked in the veggies back in there, so I'll use some of that. Then I have a taco/nacho night, and I'm not sure which we're going to do. I guess it just depends on what I have in the house. I do need some lettuce for that, but other than that, I have everything I need for that night. A meatball stroganoff, which is just some frozen meatballs that I found tucked way back in the back, and over some noodles and a cream sauce. And we'll do breakfast another night. I've got eggs in there, more sausage. I think I might even have some bacon in there, and that'll use up some of the stuff that's in the house. But that's it, 2-week meal plan. I think the only thing that might be on my list is lettuce to make these meals. I do need to add oil to my list. As you saw, that was a big empty spot in my pantry. And my husband requested some more fruit cups and yogurt. And that is it. That's my shopping list for the week. Eat everything else I have in the house, and we're ready to go. So that's kind of how I am able to grocery shop on a budget with eight people in our family. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, and subscribe. I don't really know why I have to keep saying that, but I've been told that that's what I'm supposed to do. Everybody's supposed to subscribe. It's supposed to help get my videos out there so that you guys can see them more. Hopefully we'll see you in the next video.